All right. Welcome, guys. My name. Huh? Huh? What? What's happening? What's happening? Huh? Ano yan?
Wala
Nag-stop
si Ken.
ba? Nawala ba ako?
No,
Nandito
you're
naman
live,
ako.
man.
I'm live.
You're live.
All right.
You're live.
All right.
In our minds and in our hearts, you're live.
All right, we're live. So, welcome to the first episode of Inside the Mind of. So ngayon, since first episode to, ang gagawin muna natin is Inside the Mind of 𝐿 Sumera. And I invited a good friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, ninong ko pa, sa kasal namin. Welcome, Dr. Strix Toledo. All right.
Hey, bro.
Hey, what's up? So, tungkol saan ba tong, so, ano ba tong episode na to? Ano ba tong live stream na to? This is parang initiative. This is an initiative to connect with people for each and everyone to share their, of course, their lives. I mean, each and everyone has their own specific personal story na we could all learn from and connect from. Diba? So, ang mga topics na pinag-uusapan na iniisip ko for upcoming episodes is mostly talagang yung mga hindi mo nakikita dun sa taong yun. We, with the specifics ng mga questioning patterns ng NLP and hypnosis, ang plano ko is to really ask specific questions so that we get mga deep-rooted answers galing dun sa mga guests natin. So for now, chill lang naman tayo. We're just still, parang we're testing the text here. So sa phone, kung paano namin palakarin sa phone and dito sa mga laptop, kung paano namin i-operate yung Zoom to para maayos yung Facebook Live. And moving forward, let's go with the talk. So, Strix, kamusta yung usap natin last time?
That was crazy, man. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Let's try to do that again, but not that way.
Sige, yeah, I agree. And ang point naman dyan, as we move, we're adjusting from feedback. So
which is one of the core things about NLP.
Yeah,
You're supposed to adjust from feedback. We're actually supposed to do that. So, well, alam mo yan, pare. Alam mo yan. Marami mga NLP practitioners dyan, pero once napatunayan nila na hindi nila kaya mag-adjust sa feedback, alam mo na hindi sila tunay na neuro-linguistic practitioner.
Grabe, that's hurtful, man. Pero tama,
thankfully, we probably don't have any of those in our little community.
Little, yeah. Oo naman. Marami na naman tayong friends na talagang growth mindset naman karamihan talaga. Lahat nung nakikita natin through the years, makita naman natin yung growth ng bawat isa eh. So, isa sa mga students mo yan, si Olera. Hi, Olera. She's grown into, she has her own hypnotherapy business in Vietnam. Right? No, add pa niya yung mga cuddling service niya doon. So, yun, Strix, in regards dun sa topics natin, may mga questions din sa akin ng friends natin the other day. Parang they learned a lot coming from your insight regarding sa productivity. Any parang follow-up in regards dun sa topic na yan?
What in particular?
Kasi parang ang question sa akin is, sige, ang dami ko natutunan regarding sa sa mind dump. May mga specific pointers ka ba? Kasi last time we had medyo short yung time natin eh. Yeah. Maybe with this session, do you have any questions na pwede mong i-add doon sa sa mind dumping?
Yeah. Would you be okay with us dissecting exactly what plagued us? What kung ano yung kumbaga yung trouble natin nung mismong event natin? Kasi magandang example yun eh. Total, hindi naman tayo egotistical people. Okay lang na basagin ang sarili natin. So,
Siyempre.
by example, yun mismo pare okay. alam natin na kung wala tayong backup plan, ang tendency is na alam mo, things can go wrong. Kumbaga, yun yung sinasabi na pare, life happens. So, maganda yung meron tayong pre-prepared, tas mahirap umasa na isa to sa mga logical fallacy na nadadali tayo eh. Example pare, yung people na usually, kunwari, it takes you 30 minutes to get to a place. Pero yung average, yung fastest travel time mo is 30 minutes to a place. Pero yung average travel time mo is 1.5 hours.
Okay.
Ang tumatama pa rin sa tao na logical fallacy pare, nandun pa rin yung weird, rational, irrational feeling na 30 minutes kaya mo siyang puntahan. I-testing mo pare. Gagawin ng tao, hindi sila magpe-prepare any more than yung minimum para umabot dun. Well, in this country. In this country. In this country.
I could agree with you. I still do that most of the time. I mean,
yeah. No, it's based on a fallacy. It's based on like assuming that things will go wrong, rather than assuming that things might will go right, and then preparing for just in case they go wrong. So isa na yun sa mga bagay na nakakadali sa atin with regards our efficiency and productivity.
But, so
kind of makes sense. Oh,
yeah. Going with that, pare. In regards to having a backup plan, I mean, any insight with that? I mean, kailangan ba lahat ng bagay lagyan ng backup plan or?
Hindi pare. Pero ito, yung first natin kasi understood yun na we're testing things out. Katulad itong bagong system mo ngayon pare. So congratulations on your new technology, by the way. It's working fine. Apparently wala na tayong cut off time, and it's gonna work. So, but this is a learning curve. Pero nandiyan yung assumption na we'll make mistakes. We assume that we will make mistakes, but we have to assume that we have to learn from them. Hindi yung kinalimutan na kaagad. So the next time we'll make the same mistakes again. Kasi hindi natin ni-note, hindi natin journal, hindi natin pinagplanuhan na para ito yung tendency, iwasan natin. So yun na yung systems against insanity or systems for sanity pare. Oh.
Yung tingin ko dyan, meron ako nakikitang take na pwede natin laruin dyan eh. Parang yung mga bagay ba na mas hurtful, dun ba mas nagiging matatak yung learning? Diba? Medyo minsan yung ibang tao kailangan pa masaktan ng todo bago mag-learn.
But it's a bad way to learn.
Yeah, it's a bad way to learn. Pero ang nakikita ko dito is most, hindi lang naman sa akin to eh. Most of my clients and probably most of our friends, it comes to a time na we give them a coaching advice or we already give them an advice, and then what happens is, of course, hindi pa nila na, parang alam naman nilang tama nang gawin na nila yon, pero dahil hindi pa nila nararanasan yung hurt or yung pain nung situation, kaya hindi pa nila binabago kahit may learnings na doon sa mga pangyayari. So, yun yung question ko eh. Parang kailangan ba palaging may mas magiging effective ba yung learning or mas matututo ba kaagad ang tao pag nasaktan?
Okay. Sort of ganito ba? Yes and no. Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes, kasi ang tendency natin. Okay, ang structure kasi pare, structure and function. Ang structure ng memory is merong location tsaka merong emotion. So, ang tao na kunwari hindi unusual yung location, hindi mare-remember yung bagay na nangyari unless merong emotional spike. So yun yung dalawang elements. Kaya yung ginagawa ng mga pickup artist na i-jump mo sa lugar plus lugar, madaya yun. Kasi instantly gumagawa yun ng mga memory. Kasi intense emotion plus change in location. So every location, spike in emotion. So the illusion happens na nandun na meron kagad memories eh. Okay? Ito ngayon ang problem. Memory pare is flawed. So
of course.
If we don't know any better, we're reduced to yung alam natin. So ang feeling natin, mas natututo tayo kapag nasasaktan. Pero hindi natin alam na there are more efficient ways na matuto. And then, kahit sino sa atin pa rin, nagkamali tayo na mainit ang ulo natin. Tol, ako especially years back, when I'm very, very angry, I'm definitely sure that the other person is a complete a-hole and that he should die. The more angry I am, the more angry I am, pare, the more angry I am, the more sure I am that the other person is wrong and that he's stupid. Okay?
Yeah.
But when we calm down, oh shit, may mali din ako.
Yun.
Or there's a bigger picture na hindi natin nakikita kasi clouded tayo ng emotions, pare. So doon na pumapasok yung clarity of mind. Nandun yung delusion syempre na, and especially kung yun lang yung nakagis na natin, yun lang yung alam natin na matututo tayo by pain, o di, kailangan masaktan. Tol, naalala mo, may story ako yung girl na
anong girl? Maraming girls eh.
I know. And then, ito pare yung nagpapa-erase ng memory.
Yeah, we get that a lot. Okay, sige.
Parang barumbado yung guy. Okay? Ito yung engot pa ako, tanga pa akong hypnotist eh. Okay? High level skills, poor level of experience. Alam mo yun? Sobrang feeling mo magaling ka, pare. And you know, versus everyone else, you have more experience. But come on, tol. Alam mo yun, with a little experience comes a lot of yabang. So I was young and stupid. Even though I felt like I had more experience than anybody I knew, unlimited ang playing field ko, pare Asia. Okay? Look, there was this girl, amnestic response, meaning nagpa-amnesia siya kasi nasaktan siya doon sa guy. Okay? Nung aanga pa ako, alam kong gawin niya. Tol, amnesia. Okay? Etong problema. Nalaman ko later, since nag-follow up yung girl, she ended up with the exact kind of guy. Tol, parang pinagbiyak. Parang A is to B. The exact same pattern. The exact same pattern.
Subconsciously, hindi na ayos eh. Hindi nag-learn eh.
Exactly. So yun yung pare. And she did it. I'm so sorry na talaga. And if you're one of these patients, I'm sorry. I was younger and more stupid. And I did the best I could. I didn't know any better. This girl ended up doing the same thing twice more. So thrice siya nagkaroon ng engot na boyfriend na nang bubugbog. and talagang very specific may age bracket, occasion, nang bubugbog, tendency towards drugs. I mean, how many of these people can you run into? And she managed to do it.
Yun nga yun eh. May question ako tungkol dyan. Okay, good story, man.
So I'm just trying to say na there are better ways to learn. And pag di natin nakuha yung point, we'll make the same mistakes. And pain is not the only way to learn, pare.
Okay. Pag hindi nakuha yung point, okay, that's a good point. Pag hindi nakuha yung point. Pero ito yung connect natin dyan for our viewers. So, very important na maging aware yung clients natin or yung patients or yung friends natin sa mga ganitong bagay. Kasi, kunwari, nakita na nila yung point pero hindi sila aware kung bakit may point in the first place. Nagets mo ba? Nagets mo? Okay, ganito Sige. Okay, medyo magulo yung thought na yun pero ganito alam na nila yung problema eh. Okay? Alam na nila yung point. Alam nila yung problema eh. Pero minsan kasi, hindi nila alam kung bakit nagka-problema in the first place. Minsan, sinasolve na lang kaagad nila yung problem kasi doon lang sila nakatingin. Pero hindi nila sinosolve yung mga roots ng problem na yun kung bakit nagka-problem. Okay? Yeah, most of the time, when I work with these people na may mga problems, I make sure na hindi lang yung problem yung sinosolve. Pinapaintindi ko rin kung bakit may mga roots kung saan nanggaling yung problem na yun in the first place. Kasi with awareness of everything, yun yung concept na palagi mo sinishare eh. Take a step back eh. Okay? So, you're not seeing the bigger picture eh. So, that's how I look at mga problems and situations eh. So, coming from that learning, you take a step back and kung sa NLP, makikita mo yung mga strands eh. Makita mo yung mga biyak-biyak eh. And then you
Sa
can
NLP,
pick them up one by one. Diba?
yeah, sa NLP, for those who are NLP fanboys, enjoy yung konsepto ng ecology. Meaning, kailangan natin silipin kung ano pa yung nakaka-affect, kung ano pa yung ugat, kung ano pa yung lawak, kung ano pa yung nadadamay. So, may ginawa kang change, pero ano maapektuhan? Okay? Kumari, na natanggal mo yung vices niya, pero nung natanggal mo yung vices niya, feeling niya masyado siya mabait. Tapos pag feeling niya masyado mabait, feeling niya makokontrol siya ng mga tao. Tapos because ganun yung narrative niya, nagpapakontrol siya sa tao. So, ang laki ng dilemma. Tinanggal mo nga yung vice, inabuso naman siya ng mga tao. So, ang nangyayari is, parang nangyayari. So, ang nangyayari is, rather than maabuso siya ng tao, babalik siya dun sa vices. May mga weird na change yung mga ganitong bagay na kailangan talaga natin silipin eh. Tumutugma ba doon sa sa konsepto mong hinana, pare? Yung silipin natin yung God. For fanboys, it's called ecology.
Ecology. Okay.
Yeah.
Fanboys talaga, no?
Fanboys tayo, pare. Shout out to our senior in the field, Sir John Boha.
Grabe naman. Si John.
We are fanboys. Yeah.
Yeah. Dami kong natutunan kay John din. Hello, nakikita ko yung natin, oh. Hey, we're live.
Oh, hey.
Hi to, Hi, Jesse. You're watching. So, what's up? Hi, Jesse. Say hi to Jesse, Strix.
Hey.
Okay. So, ito naman, for the past few days, meron kasi akong parang parang hindi naman kino-conceptualize. Kumbaga parang a lot of people around me, lalo na sa mga Facebook groups, have been asking mga parang, I'm so shy, I don't know what to do, or parang meron akong social anxiety, so hindi ako makalabas. Ano yung what made you parang become you? Parang ganun yung tanong sa akin. So parang I was thinking, parang
paano yun, Tol? Tinatanong ka kung paano hindi ka socially shy?
Kasi kilala yung kaibigan ko kasi, parang matagal ko ng kaibigan to eh. Nakita niya ako from way back eh. Siguro mga high school, college days. Na I'm just a gamer. I love playing games eh. So tahimik lang talaga ako. And then ngayon nakikita niya ako doing this stuff, doing lives, and nakikita niya yung change in, 'di ba? Change in ugali na parang ngayon talagang I could talk to people na, 'di ba? Wala, kita niya yun eh. So doon yung gagaling yung question niya, parang what did I do?
Props.
Props. Pero yun nga, iniisip ko for the past few days yung term na reinvention. Can you really reinvent yourself? Okay? So, yung parang iniintindi ko siya, kaya naman eh, kasi pero mayroong mga factors akong kinonsider. Coming from the understanding of NLP and of course hypnosis, we always play. Babagsak talaga tayo dun sa concept. Yun, sa sinasabi mo palagi, Strix, A is equals to B. We put meanings eh. Yung utak natin creates meanings inside our head. Diba? So anong nagbabawal sa akin na i-associate yung confidence sa mga ibang techniques? Diba? Even anchoring. I'm playing with anchors, very generally. So, I play with a system called, of course, alam naman natin yan, yung paggawa ng avatars. So, paggawa ng avatar, explanation ko dyan is, my high school friends or my mga friends ko nung elementary and whatsoever, they call me Andre. Kasi yun yung pangalan ko, Andre 𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐿, di ba? Tapos, mga fourth year friends ko, tawag nila sa akin, Sumera pa rin. So, yung avatar na yun, when people call me Andre, yung brain ko nagtitrigger ng ugali ni Andre.
Okay.
Get it? So same with sige. Teka lang, tapusin ko lang yung thought. So, same with the concept nung sa call center na parang bakit ka pinapagawa ng pangalan na iba? It's because, so, pag may mga nangaaway sa'yo ng mga client or mga, mga clients, minumura ka na, motherfucker, you motherfucking shit, minumura ka na eh. hindi natatamaan yung personal, yung ikaw. Kasi you're hiding behind an alter ego, which is a different name. Okay? So, same with what I'm doing with right now, what I'm doing right now. So, when I go in front of people, okay, iba yung Ken. Iba yung Ken Sumera. Pag nagpakilala ng Ken Sumera, yun yung nasa business na Ken. Yan yung trainer na Ken, na confident. So, yung frame niya, confident yan. Pag yung Ken naman, na frame is yan yung, oy, pare, kumusta? Yung chill, yung, alam mo yun, friendly type, communicative type. Yun din yung persuasive type ko. Yung Ken. So, kaya ang weird ngayon, pag may tumawag sa akin ng Mr. Somera, alam kong I have to approach them in a business manner because probably their banks or their institutions kung saan ako nag-fill up ng forms na may pangalan ako. So, yeah. So, specific yung pag-shift ko ng personality depending dun sa name ko. That's how I played with the concept ng anchoring. Yung gano'n. So, reinvention of self, pwede yan.
And naintindihan ng mga friends mo yun. Kasi parang ang tanong nila sa'yo is paano mo nagawa eh. Naintindihan nila nung kwento mo yan.
In-explain ko, nilaliman ko yan eh. Sabi ko, if you really want to create a long-lasting change, you have to let go of some things. So, for example, for me to move on, to become more confident, tingnan mo muna kung sino yung nag-pull down sa'yo kung bakit hindi ka nagiging confident. So, kung ang factors to consider mo ay yung parents mo nag-pull down sa'yo to become not confident, you have to, alam mo yun, tanggalin mo muna sila dun sa circle mo na iniikutan mo.
Tanggalin yung parents.
Well, kung yun yung pumipigil sa'yo, wala namang problema dun eh. Diba? So, pag mga kaibigan mo sa akin, tanggalin mo sila sa circle mo. Lipat ka dun sa circle mo that could appreciate you and could make you more confident. Okay? So, yung friends, alam ko family hindi naman dispensable yan eh, pero you could move away kung kailangan. You have to develop yourself eh. Yun yung sa akin, point of view ko yan. So, agree naman tayo lahat dun sa statement na kung sino yung mga taong nasa paligid mo, yun ka. Diba? So, tingnan mo talaga yung mga tao sa paligid mo. Kaya ka siguro hindi confident, tsaka hindi makaalis ng bahay. Kasi baka hindi makaalis ng bahay, walang tao sa paligid mo. Okay? Pwedeng wala kang kaibigan eh. Make friends. Okay, mag-Tinder ka or Facebook dating. Gumagana na yung Facebook dating pa. Nasubukan na namin ni Pam.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sa Facebook dating kami. So, yun lang. Strix, what are your thoughts in regards to reinventing yourself?
Okay. Backtrack tayo. Itayin ko dun sa sinabi mo.
Yeah, sure.
May notion tayo narinig pare habang pinag-uusapan natin yung avatars mo and your use of avatars na strong anchor. Taka yun sobrang bilis mo mag-shift from one persona to another, parang drop of the hat.
Nakikita mo nga eh.
Parang napapaisip tuloy yung mga, yung talaga nakakakilala sa atin, sino ba talaga si 𝐭𝐻 Sumera? But anyway, yan naman yung isa sa mga focus ng series na to. Para i-reveal kung sino nga si 𝐭𝐻 Sumera. Kasi marami siyang facets eh. Okay. So, this ties in with yung concept na naririnig mo parang just be yourself.
Be yourself.
Oo. Usong-uso yan sa dating community.
Sabi ko pa rin that up till mga siguro 3 years ago, yan mo yung mga, before ako nag-aral ng PUA, kasi iba yung concept din eh. Pag natuto ka na yan, medyo, iba na yung sinasabi mo eh. Be your best self na yan eh. Iba na yan eh. Iba na yan eh. Ayun, sige, go.
Like example may point in time kasi na pag ako tinanong mo, a brotherly disagreement. Like, ako, ang pagkakakita ko is, you disagree with be yourself. Kasi lakas mo gumamit ng avatar eh. Okay, tapos yung explanation mo na nga sa akin, yung mga malalalim na usapan natin over kung ano-ano, parang ang dating is, 𝐻 is no longer who 𝐻 was, pero like an amalgam, mixture na siya. A little of the best of
we all are.
A little of the best of a little of the worst of certain things. Pero mix na si 𝐻 kumbaga.
Mix, yeah.
And your mixture of your avatars through time. ako naman, a long time ago, mga 2012, 13 to, bro. Ano to, yung notion ko naman was, medyo namumulat na ako sa kapirasong kalinawan ng utak. Kapiraso lang. So, sa akin naman is talagang just be yourself. Yung dating. Pero, later, nalinaw ko na, for most people, that's an effing horrible suggestion. Kasi, most people, pare, ganito yun. Just be yourself is okay if you know yourself. Ito ngayon ang problem, ha. Pag sinabi mo yung sa common tao, tol, just be yourself, tapos kung si ken-ken yun, tapos ang notion ni ken-ken, na ang na-access lang niya is yung ken-ken na bolero. Pag sinabi mo, be yourself, ang gagamitin lang niya, yung persona lang na yun. Kasi limited lang yung access niya. Versus a person who understands na when you say be yourself, it actually means be all of your possibilities. Magkaiba yun. Nung wala pa ako ng konseptong yourself is open access to everything you are, and then kailangan ko i-clarify sa tao yun. Otherwise, ang mangyayari na is, yung very narrow na pagkakakilala nila sa sarili nila, yun ang susundin nila. Usually very, very flawed and very, very poorly adaptive. 𝐭𝐲𝐲𝐻 yun, yung very narrow point of view. Or, useful siya for certain scenarios, pero really bad siya for other scenarios. Okay? Example po, yung may mga tao na very shrewd in business. Okay?
Yeah.
Pero, nadadala nila yung shrewdness nila, yung slyness nila, yung schemingness nila. And they think it as like a smart fox thing. Okay? Pero nadadala nila sa pagkakaibigan. So,
Magugulo, bro.
It might work for certain things. Dinig mo ako?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Yeah. It might work for certain things, pero nakakabasag ng ibang bagay. So, ito na yung problem with yung narrow, makitid lang yung pagkakakilala sa sarili mo. So, ang mangyayari is, pare, be yourself lang, be yourself. Ang mangyayari niyan, pipili lang sila ng isang avatar o isang pagkakakalala sa sarili nila, kasi i-apply nila to everything. So, sabog.
Yeah, dude,
Messy.
Sobrang maingat na ako doon, kaya nga sinabi ko kanina parang hindi ko na sinasabi yung be yourself kasi
delikado para sa karamihan ng tao.
If lalo na kunwari when we work with people na for therapy, if you want them to be themselves, minsan tama ka doon hindi pa nila pwede nilang sabihin na kilala ko na yung sarili ko diba? Pero ako dati yun ang advice ko be yourself. Smart ka pare. Tol, chicks lang yan. Be yourself. And then later I realized ay kailangan ko pa i-clarify. Mali. Mas maaga ka na nagising doon pare. Actually. Hindi,
so
kasi
sa'yo actions.
Dumating tayo dun sa we had to actually ask ourselves who we are. Who are we? Diba? Na parang if you were to define your best self, how would he or she look like? Yun yung mga pwede mong itanong
yun yung pare. Karamihan kasi haven't sat down to do that. They haven't bothered to journal or look at their lives, see how they fucked up or where they've done well. So karamihan ng tao walang notion nun. So kakapiraso lang yung reference. So pag humugot sila, yung narrow lang na kaya nilang access. Tapos syempre, may kapalpakan yun.
yun. Naalala, Strix, ano ka ba sa workshop nung sales hacks yata yan? Ano ka ba? Or medyo wala ka yata nung hypnotic com nung umaga What I did was to help the participants understand how people view them. Okay, kasi yun nga be yourself yan madali sabihin. Pero ang nakita ko was to reverse engineer things. Parang malaking bagay sa influence and persuasion, for example. Yan naman yung palaging favorite topics ko influence and persuasion. Ang laking bagay, you're coming from inside Pero for you to easily mold yourself, you have to also understand the outside factors. Diba? Baka kasi hindi mo alam, nag-a-assume ka na mabait ka, pero ang tingin ng lahat ng tao sa paligid mo, mayabang ka. Diba? Pwede hindi mo. Diba? Minsan hindi mo alam yun So,
yun pare.
Ginis ako
Yun
yung
yun,
mga
pare. Oo.
students, di ba? Ginis ako talaga na parang, I want you to stand in front and talagang everyone has their own opinion. Di naman magkakakilala yung mga taong yan eh. So, they could actually really say up front how they see the person. And yung sabi ko nga, awareness is always could lead always to change, di ba? So, kung aware ka dun sa perception ng mga ibang tao sa paligid mo, lalo na yung mga may hindi kilala sa'yo, it could greatly affect your viewpoints eh. Putik, ganun pala. Kasi most of, generally, people nowadays we're all social. We could all agree with that. Social proofing, sobrang importante yan. Accepting, pagiging acknowledged. So, ang laking factor na parang you play to everyone's, ang tawag natin na next, you're playing to everyone's tune eh. Parang nag-a-adjust ka palagi sa mga tao eh. Karamihan ng tao sa Pilipinas, ganun eh. Okay? So,
hindi lahat. Hindi lahat. And then,
di lahat. Karamihan, sinasabi ko. Karamihan.
And then, nandun pa rin yung blind side. Katulad din, gumawa ka ng exercise. Tas, yung iba, narinig nila yung opinion ng ibang tao, rini-resist pa nila or feeling na, sabi mo lang yan. Kasi sanay sila na kung ano-ano sinasabi ng mga tao. And they're not used to people giving them actually useful feedback. So, alam mo, pagkakataon na nila mamulat, blindsided pa rin sila. Alam mo yan? So, yun yung nakita kong useful kung willing silang makinig. So, nandun talaga sa sa framing and sa openness and sa willingness. Kasi maaring driver nila yung katulad natin, meron tayong medyo malakas na yung social context na driver. Okay?
Yeah.
Yung acceptance, medyo meron tayo nun. Pero hindi lahat sufficiently developed yun or hindi lahat malinaw yung utak. Kumbaga, di ba, nagpiping ka nga sa social context, kailangan mo nga ng acceptance or ng group. Pero kung mainit ang ulo mo, hindi mo rin kita eh. Or na ano yun? Anong uso ngayon? Yung na-trigger, pare? Wala na, hindi mo na marinig. May nasabi lang tungkol sa'yo, hindi mo na marinig yung maganda sanang opinion.
Hindi, okay. Hindi, naalala ko lang sa hypnotherapy kahapon sa certification nila, Jason. Parang ang term for bakit anchor daw yung ginagamit ni Jason for that word kasi usually sa context ng pinag-aralan ng yata ng attendee, he calls it triggers. So
kahit yung trigger pare loaded word na yun.
Very medyo trigger word din siya. Yung trigger word din eh. So nakaka-trigger yan.
Yeah. Kaya yung isa sa common na natin, especially us who've been exposed to yung lineage ni Igor, nandiyan yung tinatawag nating holding pattern. And things related to that. More than just the Brie Larson show, social justice thing of triggered. Kahit yung triggered na yun, pare loaded word na yun. Hindi mo na alam paano sinasabi ng tao eh.
Pero yun nga eh, yun yung fascinating naman sa NLP eh. When I kasi syempre I'm marketing yung mga workshops natin. And people always ask what's the difference between NLP, hypnosis, conversational hypnosis, CBT, cognitive. Diba? Ano neurosemantics, ang daming approach, EFT, ano yung difference doon eh. Sabi ko, ang masasabi ko lang dyan, at the end of the day, it all boils down to intent. H plus, kahit anong practice pa yan, kung wala kang intention to help the patient, wala kang mangyayari. So,
this is true. That's one of the first things I share kahit sa conversational hypnosis classes ko. If you mean well, it's really hard to go wrong. Pero pare, magugulat ka sa inability ng tao to mean well.
What do you mean? What do you mean inability ng tao to mingle?
To mean well.
Mean well.
Sabi ko, if you mean well, it's hard to go wrong. Kung yung kapakanan ng taong nasa harap mo yung iniisip mo or yung pinaka-foremost or pinaka-importante, mahirap kang sumablay, mahirap kang pumalpak. Lamang, magugulat ka na konti lang talaga yung tao na kaya isang tabi yung naiisip at nararamdaman nila para marinig yung tao nasa harap nila, para actually matulungan yung tao nasa harap nila.
Si Chris Juan, lion daw. Para di ka daw matrigger, isipin mo, lion. Okay lang yun, lion. Manita ba guys? What's up, Chris Juan?
Pwede.
Pwede.
Bigyan ko ba example ka na? Dun sa
Sige.
context na lang ko. May kwento in one of the communities namin na yung isang ayon sa training ng isang marriage counselor, sabi niya, ang training daw nila sa States to pare. Ang training nila is walang, as long as you stick to the training, walang it will work. Walang ibang issue. Okay? As long as you stick to the training.
Yes, apply.
As long as you do the skills, it will work. Okay? Pero pare, isa dun sa mga girls na nagsabi nito, na nag-e-echo, lahat sila ganun yung opinion. Para yung girl, 3 beses na kinasal at divorce. Sandali lang ang trabaho niya marriage counselor, pare.
Okay.
Tol, kung nasa tamang hulog ka, mapapaisip ka eh.
Titingnan mo talaga yan.
Hindi, I mean, yeah, di ba? I mean, isa pa yun eh. Example, in the kind of coaching we do, the less you use techniques, the more important it is that you keep present, that you're actually there, na dinig mo yung taong kaharap mo, tapos you have their best interests in mind.
Okay.
So, ngayon, the less na malinaw yung utak mo, the more you have to stick to your training kasi otherwise talaga sasablay ka. Pero may miss ka pa rin kasi may initulong eh. or wala ka sa hulog. Yeah. Yes. Ano yung sabi mo, pare?
Well, yung sa mga kasi, may mga messages tayo from our friends eh. So, yeah, mag-hi ka muna kaila Brandy, kaila Chris Mon, kaila Jessie. Jessie's watching, so yeah.
I can see Jessie.
Yeah.
Hi, Jessie. Yeah, I can see
friends. Yan. So, pag may mga question, if you guys have questions, feel free to jump in. I mean, this is an open conversation and where we're just all friends here. Let's talk and share insights, diba? So, wala naman chill lang naman tayo dito eh. We're all chill.
Pare, sobrang chill. Sobrang refreshing na we can just say guys, tapos intindihin na natin tao na guys and girls yun. Na hindi tayo, wala tong kinalaman sa ganun. Kasi sobrang issue yun, pare, grabe. Pati sa dating scene, pare. Okay? Naka-specify yung gender, tapos naka-specify yung identify self as. Sobrang na-confusing, pare.
We could jump to that topic, pare. Sobrang favorite dyan yan, man. Sobrang favorite dyan. Kasi I watch, sa spare time ko, I do watch Jordan Peterson and watch his debates in regards to gender and stuff. Sa akin, it all boils down to respect. Pero I'd still go with how Jordan presents himself. I don't have to comply. I mean, that's your preference. And belief system yan eh. I'd call you whatever I want to call you based sa respeto ko sa'yo. Di ba? So, ako, ganun kasi. So, what are your viewpoints with that? I have a lot of friends in the LGBT community and wala
so do I.
Problema. I mean,
exactly.
There's always, I could call my gay friend sir or mister, di ba? Pero we're all playing games. Hindi man kami nagkakapikunan. Why? Because we all come from the aspect of respect. There's no, hindi ko sila, I don't call them sir to diss them or to piss them off. It's a fun, just have fun between friends. So yun lang. There will always come a time, Strix lalo nowadays na we become, lalo sa mga workshops, medyo nagiging tricky na sa akin yung gender. Because minsan, I don't know how to address the person. For example, may butch dun sa room. How do I call her? Her ba? Miss? Or Di ba? That's something. So I go with the first name basis. So I ask, so yeah, again, what's your name? So instead of going with the pronoun, I go with the name. That's the fastest way to do it. Ako, yun lang masishare ko siya.
Sa
Tricky
akin
yan
pare,
eh.
ano yan eh, it's about the fundamental equality.
Yeah,
Okay? If you presume you're all fundamentally equal, then it's no issue. Meaning, I have no right to impose my personal beliefs. However, they have no right to impose their beliefs on
Their
me as well.
personal. Yeah, exactly.
Okay? So, yung kalokohan sa feminazism ngayon, pare, yung na
English tricks, English.
English. Okay, there's this issue in third wave feminism and the progressive feminazism.
Yeah.
Where it's leaning towards, that it's not just that that women are supposed to be equal. Hindi. What they're pushing is, if you look at how it's pushed, it's that they're superior. Yeah, and then when you start playing that game, that's a mess. That's a mess. When the whole point is to see, oh, we're equal. Okay, but to start pointing fingers and making blame, it's like race issues of olden times. Okay, like if you try to speak about
I remembered yung isa sa mga workshops mo, you said this in regards to communication. It's not a tug of war, in where your goal is to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, yun yun eh.
As long as you're not trying to win, and then for reference, people can look to Brie Larson, and then they have an example of someone who is the reverse of what we said.
Si Brie Larson ba si Captain Marvel?
She tried to portray Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Ano bang insight mo sa Marvel, sa MCU, pare? Having been you're still a comic fan.
I'm a comic book fan. I'm a Marvel fanboy. I've been a forever Spider-Man fanboy, even growing up, even before movies made all of these things popular.
So what can you say about the movie, pare? You watched it, of course.
Okay, I'll say it in Uncle Ben's words.
No spoiler.
With great power, pare. Uncle Ben Parker. With great power comes great responsibility. Yung flip side nun is that power comes from responsibility. Okay? So yan na yung admitting mistakes, noticing where you're coming from. Okay? And then on the other side, if you have power, be responsible with using it.
Ito, tricky question Strix Ito lang, parang ito yung concept ng inside the mind of So ito yung mga tricky questions yan eh. What do you think about Thanos? Is he a good guy for you, or is he the bad guy for you? Because in the movie, of course, he's a villain. But of course, in regards to understanding the reason and why he wanted to do the thing, right? I mean,
I think it was well played, because he's plagued with he's plagued with both sides of the equation, and ito na yung fundamental issue eh. If you look at everyone who's done some really, really bad things, at some fundamental level, they thought they were doing the right thing. At least for one moment in time. And unfortunately, sometimes it's the wrong moment perpetuated. They thought they were doing the right thing. Okay. So, and you can argue that about everyone. You could argue that even about Hitler, unfortunately. Or Brie Larson.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Every villain is a hero in their own story. Pare. Always.
So,
Eman, yeah, I could agree with you, Eman, kasi looking if you're looking into kasi karamihan ng tao. Oh wait. Yeah, I'm just answering a friend here. I'm just answering
si Eman.
Yeah.
Akala ko you were being Jamaican eh.
Eman. Yeah, man. Yeah, hi, Eman. Kasi ito yung point ni Eman. Sabi niya, for me, he is the good guy. Yeah. For people that
To which I
always,
respond.
kasi ito ma-share ko lang to our viewers then. Most people don't look at the other side of the conversation or the behavior on why the person decided this. Okay? It's always very important when you're playing with negotiation, when you're playing with manipulation, when you're playing with people, you always have to look at the other side and how the other person thinks. Okay? And when you do that, you get the understanding of how they will react sa mga certain situations. Okay? So, kung naiintindihan mo on yung personality nila or yung how they react to emotion and everything, you could plan ahead. You could plan ahead. Yeah, kaya it's a very, very important skill na sobrang dapat iniintindi mo palagi. Madali sabihin yung always yung empathy, yung be on Strix, yung other man's shoes. Parang kung
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Oh, di ba? Mga ganun eh. Madali siyang sabihin eh. Pero you practice it eh. You have to practice it eh. For every situation that you watch sa mga movies, you always probably watch the villain. Katulad ni Barney Stinson. He sa How I Met Your Mother.
Wait, some people think he's a villain?
No. He watched yung sa Cobra Kai. Remember the Karate Kid analogy? Yeah. He always thought that what's this guy's name? I just finished it, season 2. The Cobra Kai guy. Wait. I forgot his name. Can anyone type his name?
Never mind.
Okay, basta. Yun. So for the longest time,
if you love Ken, research the name of the protagonist and the kalaban.
Si Ralph Macchio yung the Karate Kid was Ralph Macchio and the other guy was Zapka. Storm Shadow. Shadow Moon. American Gods yun. Pero that guy, Barney Stinson always thought that the other guy was the Karate Kid, not Ralph Macchio. So, ayun yun eh. And Cobra Kai, this new series that spun off from Karate Kid, focuses on that guy. The other side of the fence. Hindi yung bida nung Karate Kid 1, 2, 3. Cobra Kai focuses on the villain on those earlier movies to show the belief system, the values of the villain on that early movies, sa mga early movies na yan. So you always see the different sides of people. There's always a different side. When we're talking about sides, I was talking to a friend the other day. Parang sabi niya, so kailangan ko bang, do I always have to understand the other side? Sabi ko, yes. It's hindi naman siya necessity, but it helps a lot with your decision making. If there's a side A and a side B to a coin, a heads and a tails, you have to remember there's always one side that you're not seeing. If it's a coin, there's always a side of the coin na hindi mo napapansin. Diba? May heads, may tails, pero hindi naman natin pinag-uusapan yung side ng coin na yun. That's another side. So that's something to think about. May kumakanta na dyan, Strix ha. Ayun, si Daniel Laviso. Daniel San. No, Edison, okay. The other guy. What's his name? Fuck, I forgot it. Say hi to Edison.
By the way, I get that, I get that your, paano ba? It's useful to keep in mind that there are more reasons a person might have than what we're aware of. And then to walk a mile in their shoes as well. Try natin intindihan. I'm also saying that this doesn't excuse bad behavior because that's crappy, man. Some of us try to improve who we are and what we're doing in the world, and some people just don't care. Okay, and while that works for them, I don't know. Sometimes some of us kind of think it's a nice idea to hope to be better human beings. Pero kanya-kanya yun. To each his own, I guess. the flip side to that part is this blindness that we all have, where unfortunately, even if there's a major earthquake, like remember how there were bad earthquakes and then tsunamis in like Bali. One time, massive earthquake in Japan when my dad's ex was there. So these are in other places. So no matter how bad it is elsewhere, your own problems seem to feel bigger. Even if your problem is just figuring out what's for dinner, which is sad. No, seriously, parang super big issue yung issues mo. Kahit na kung tutuusin mo, other people have bigger issues. Other people have bigger problems. Yeah.
May naalala ko. You remember, yung sa friends natin sa mga friends natin that attended Hypnotic Fridays years back. Probably you were there. There was this probably girl from a different country. Strix, do you remember? In where you were talking to this girl, and her problem was about her mom. Do you remember
Is this the one? Is this the one where it's about her mom and her dad, and she's both Spanish and German at the same time?
I think so. And then
Is this where we were at Coffee Bean?
Yeah, Coffee Bean. Yeah, Ortigas. And then you were saying that you're miles and miles away, and I can't remember it specifically.
No, I remember the reframe. The reframe.
Yeah, I can share.
What's your question about that?
I think as I remember, the question is she's not feeling well, or she's really not confident about herself. She's having self-doubt, right? About a lot of stuff.
She was, if it's the same person, the issue was she felt that she was being oppressed, being repressed, being pushed down, being opposed. She could literally feel the weight of her parents pushing down on her and standing in her way. And even her posture reflected it. She was crouched and slow moving. Then the reframe was, really, you can feel that right now. And she said she could. Then I asked her, it was 10:20 in the Philippines. What time was it in Germany? And then when it got to her that her parents might be asleep, or I don't know, that her dad might be shitting or something. But, think about it. You can feel how they're oppressing you at any given time that you think of it. So, who's causing the feeling?
You or the parent?
And then when she got it, almost instantly, yung tumayo siya eh. Because the weight of what was oppressing her, she felt that lift. So she started moving. Then that's when she started talking fast na.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she wasn't feeling the weight on her shoulders, the weight that was in her way. And that was an instant lift. So that was that thing. But that reflects that very phenomenon. It's perception, and it looks very real. Because that's a function of thought. It's designed to make things look very real. Yan yung virtual reality machine natin.
Dito, since we have a lot of friends watching us today, they have dami man, dami. Say hi to them, man. We have 17 people. Well, we have a lot of friends online here. What's up, guys? If you have any questions, feel free to message us.
If they were bigger friends, if they were bigger friends of Ken, they would bring more friends.
Grabe. What a reframe, man. That's strong, bad reframe, man. Dark reframe. Dark reframe, man.
Let's all hail.
In the event na we were parang guys, marami kami natutunan sa Tinder noon ni Strix eh. So yung mga reframe ng mga nakikita natin na solid. If you're a real man, the date a tranny guy.
No. Ayan.
Only real men.
No. Only a real man can handle a trans woman like me.
Yun, no? Lakas, di ba? Teka lang.
So,
yung conflict doon, no?
hypnotists, hypnotherapists, NLP practitioners, you think your reframes are good? You think you're strong? Holy crap.
Holy crap. Go to Tinder and...
You are outclassed. You are outclassed.
Sobrang we got stuck when we were reviewing things because before we usually have meetups yung Hypnotic Fridays and where we just hang out, talk about hypnosis, NLP, and a lot of languaging stuff for hypnosis and everything. Sobrang saya eh. Maybe we could do something like that again, Strix. Let's probably talk to Jason and stuff. We could all meet up again and just have fun.
We never got to talk about it, but I created like a couple of dozen patterns, which I wish I could find my notes. They're probably in a notebook somewhere. I created a couple of dozen Peterson patterns and Shapiro's sharpness. Modeled
so
after...
pareho lang tayo ng pinanonood pag bored na tayo. Parang ako yun.
Modeled after, because they're smart. They're really astute.
Yeah, really.
They're masters of frame and reframe. So yeah, I'm a fan. And this is what hypnosis is supposed to look like anyway. This is what therapy is supposed to look like. You're not supposed to look like some stupid clown just throwing words randomly. You throw shuriken, you might as well hit something.
Parang Naruto ko na rin di ba? Pero watching Jordan Peterson and Shapiro, it's really their languaging is direct.
Shout out, Professor.
Yeah, shout out. What I as a fellow hypnotist, watching them, they're really coming from here. It's not they're not mostly not thinking about a lot of stuff. They're coming from flow most of the time. I'm seeing what do you call this? I'm seeing Peterson really give really good answers from thin air.
Sure, but both men are aware of the cognitive biases of people.
Yeah, of course.
And so they're able to use, even if it looks, yes, they're coming from frame, but here's the whole reason why we study martial arts. You study form so that when it comes to fighting, you're no longer thinking about form.
Mm-hmm.
So you study form so later you can be formless. So we do all these preparations. We create systems so that they preserve our sanity. You prepare what you need to prepare, so later things can become a huge mess, but you're still okay. Right? So there's the whole background. Yan yung napag-usapan natin last time, pare. When we're trying to be very present, so that all of our training comes.
Whoa,
so that all of our training shows up. We're having too much fun.
Yeah, we're having too much fun.
How long have we been on?
How long? I don't know how long, pero I think...
Well, it works. It works. So kids, guys, we have now smashed the 45-minute barrier.
Lagpas na tayo.
It works.
Yeah,
it works.
So
it works.
Paid Zoom works. So yun. So we'll be having more of conversations with other friends. Ang plano is to focus on not just awareness but on personal stuff. So moving forward, I want to learn from you guys. I want to listen. Give me feedback on what you want to hear. Because ang in store sa atin, not just NLP. I have a lot of people from the NLP community that will be guesting soon. And I plan to focus on, there would be a segment on depression and anxiety. I would want to, if you are a person having depression and anxiety, kindly, if you want to guest, be my guest. Diba? Pero the point is, if you want to share what you're going through, it may probably help other people that are going through the same thing. So our goal is to understand so that we could actually help ourselves and help other people also. So yun yung sa depression and anxiety. We have I'll be inviting also fellow NLP practitioners and therapists, hypnotherapists, even psychologists, to actually give their opinions and advice so that they could probably help you in whatever you're going through. Next is plans ko pa. We'll be doing a cryptocurrency thing. I'll be also inviting and talking to a lot of friends in the crypto community, so that we're just not just updated, but also, ano man, we gotta get to hang out. So, yun lang. So, yun, Eman, si Clyde, sila Red, dami pa natin friends eh. So, fundamentally, we could also talk with technicals. And ito, kami ni Strix, we all have a lot of topics in store. So, today we just, just talked about anything. But for the next couple of probably sessions, we'll be talking specifically about number one, conversational hypnosis. We'll try to break down some copywriting stuff that we see on the internet, some hypnotic language that you could use in
Okay.
your daily communication, and we could also talk Strix about productivity. I mean, I'm all ecstatic
Oh.
with productivity.
Yeah. Tol, can I tell you
Kasi
something real quick?
tamad ako eh.
Yeah, no, I get that. Can I tell you something real quick that
Yeah,
that
man.
jumps back to our talk last week. We talked in passing phone lang last week.
Oh,
You
yeah,
said
yeah.
you were planning to do this, and then of
Mm.
course, as with many good plans,
Action to,
people who
action
are
to, bro.
people who are driven make their dreams come true.
Mm.
Sabi mo, you'd like to help me with my branding with productivity. Okay. I actually wanted to share with you that actually, para internally, I don't see that as what I do. What I actually see that I do
Mm.
is I don't teach productivity. I help people gain back time. Internally, that's how I see it. So I get what you're trying to sell and how you're trying to sell it, and
Yeah,
it's noble.
that's sa'yo yan, man. Sa'yo
Yeah,
yan. I'm just a friend helping.
it's noble, and I'm very humbled and honored. But internally, truly, kasi napag-uusapan natin yung modeling and how things work eh.
Yeah.
How people internally see things affects how they behave. So one of the biggest things for me was when I got that what I was trying to do for myself wasn't productivity. I wasn't trying to get more
Gaining
done.
time.
I was trying to gain back time. I was trying to get sleep. I was trying to be somewhat healthier despite my load. And so the way to do that, you control your attention, so you control your energy, so you gain back time. And for Marvel fanboys, that's the exact equation that Stephen Strange uses to control the Eye of Agamotto. Control attention, to control energy, to bend time.
Yeah. Bend over. Bend time.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So dami na sinabi ng couple pa, no? Bend over. Bend time. Okay.
This is not an Ant-Man reference.
Diba? If that was true, it would have been fun, diba? And Thanos could have died easier.
Yeah.
Diba?
Hey,
Ant-Man.
by the way, just so you're aware of, I have not seen Endgame, and I have stopped opening messages of people who have sent me spoilers.
Okay
So,
lang yan. At least I didn't
you're-
spoil you, pare. Thanos is still alive
Yeah.
in our hearts. In
So,
our hearts.
yeah. You crappy little shit. I'm going to tell you about Beta Ray Bill and
Okay lang yan.
Quasar and Galactus.
Better Bill si third
Yeah.
siya. Yeah, okay lang. Okay lang yan. Pero yeah, moving forward, Strix, since you're the special guest for today, pare, do you have any
What the hell?
any upcoming things that you wanna share or promote, pare? I heard you have your online classes. You have your coaching. Yeah.
I've got a few things together, but I have an audio course actually prepared, bro. I call it fire funding. This one you haven't heard of, so I'm telling you about it now.
Mm-hmm.
One person in the community has already heard the entire thing. It's essentially
Sino yung one person na yan? Could
Anyway.
you drop a name?
Oh man.
Maybe you could drop a name. Drop a name. Maybe he or she is watching. Say hi.
Oh, we're not allowed to use pronouns. So
Okay. It maybe it is watching.
no. I put together this thing I call fire funding. Ang basic notion, pare. Alam mo yung, are we supposed to speak in English?
Yeah. Jesse's
English.
watching.
Okay. The basic notion for fire funding is what happens in the event of fire, or in the Philippines if a volcano erupts and suddenly your house is covered in concrete lava and you lose all of your resources.
Okay.
So I invented this course, fire funding, for the essential notion that we have a lot of friends who are coaches, practitioners, therapists who actually, some of them are really good and they really mean well, but they cannot fund themselves, they cannot sustain themselves doing the thing they love. For the life of them, they cannot create money, they cannot generate funds to support the thing they love. When ideally, that's the best scenario. Okay, dude, if a relative or a loved one has a heart condition and you need a heart surgeon, you would hope that the best heart surgeon operates on your relative, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if they are not rewarded for being an expert, they'll stop paying attention to those skills. They'll start doing something else. So my ideal scenario is where the best coaches with their specific specialties are rewarded for the good work they do, so they become even better experts at the thing they do rather than struggling for money. So I put together this course, fire funding, for coaches, therapists, that entire thing. For people who have some good to share, service providers who really mean well, who I wish didn't have to struggle doing other stuff, but could instead focus on doing the good work that they do. So this is a way to look at generating funds from zero, as if there were a fire, all the way up to making things sustainable for them. And I know I'm annoyingly invisible and exceptionally absent from social media, but
Kaya nga ikaw ulo kong gines, di ba?
with this new initiative of me trying to help
the illusion.
coaches, I'm gonna try and be a little bit more visible, and not just by extension by my good friends.
Okay yan. You're always welcome, Strix. Just a message. I'm just a message away. And yun lang. So anything more you want to share with our good friends here?
Alam na nilang iba. I have a conversational hypnosis crash course. Conversational hypnosis crash course, where the first video is 1 hour of me talking nonstop in multiple layers with languaging, and then I break it all down. But we're doing we're doing some people in the community have already seen parts of that. It's new. You haven't seen this one.
All I can say, Strix, is I learned from the best, man. I learned from the best. Hands down, man. Thanks.
And then of course there's focus. So
Master,
and that's
Dr. Strix.
Oh man.
Focus. Yeah, focus, man.
Yeah. So there's this, three main courses. One, to create, to help coaches make a living doing what they love. Coaches, therapists, even doctors.
This focus that you're planning is focused on therapists, coaches.
Different pa. It's the course I said a while ago, fire funding.
Okay,
and then the other thing is focus, where it's about taking back time. So that's what you call the productivity side of things. And then of course there's our first love, bro, you and me. Conversational hypnosis herself.
Sorry, fam. Yeah. Well, conversational hypnosis has always been. It's still I'm amazed about how people work with their language and how they play with the words that they use.
Tol, if you want, we can put that in our course. We can begin to talk about the neural.
It's in plans. Sige. Yeah, hypnotic language. Yeah, hypnotic language. We're working on it. Hypnotic language.
Which one?
Madami. Madami.
Ah.
Yeah. In the works, man. In the works.
Anyway. So for our podcast and so forth, we could start to talk about the science. By example, bro, we've never had the chance to talk about this, but like example, when we use conversational hypnosis strongly, yung backdrop dun is when we use language in a very specific way, like the only way for you to be understood by a person is their how you think. If you express yourself properly, how they think will echo how you think. Meaning, if you look at it neurologically, like EEG, PET scans, their brains will light up the way your brain lights up. And that's one of the gifts that I see with really well played conversational hypnosis, where we can use just 2-3 sentences and their brains will synchronize with ours. So it's follow the leader.
But
And you can take them to places conversationally. Yes.
For our friends that are really parang intrigued on how conversational hypnosis works, it's not just about techniques. Eh. I mean, at first when I was studying conversational hypnosis under ito, kay Strix, and also the other online mentors, it was about fascination at first. Pero looking beyond the words, beyond the techniques, you get to see where they're coming from. It's they have the understanding of what they're doing. That's why it flows really. Ang ganda ng flow, Strix eh. Parang alam mo yun, when yung mga lalo na sila Ross Jeffries when they're playing with their words. Igor, di ba? It's really nice eh. It's parang it's a melody to your ears to listen. Di ba? And ang ganda eh. Kaya sobrang effective sa akin ng conversational hypnosis.
Here's where we're looking at that same thing. See, the way you're talking like a fanboy. You're a fanboy.
I love it, man.
You're a fanboy.
I still listen. I still apply.
Yeah.
I list down.
Me too.
And
I get it.
I gain more ammunition. You gotta understand where you begin to see the matrix, and when you see the matrix, it becomes more easier to adapt, to play with flow. Yeah.
After all, what would happen if you were to begin to understand the secrets that Ken and I were talking about? I wonder what that might start to do for you going forward if you really had these bullets in your ammunition ready to fire off at the slightest drop.
Lakas ng mirror dun ah. Boom! That's words, boys! So yeah. So to the hypnotists and the conversational hypnotists that are watching, that's marami na kayong nakita dun. Okay. So yun lang. So hopefully on the next episode, I'm still thinking. So your feedback matters. Strix, feedback na lang. I mean, we just had fun here. We just had fun talking. And I hope to see everyone and more friends on the next episode of Inside the Mind Off. So yun lang. Strix, thank you so much for your time. So much appreciate your time here. And to all
Salamat and Brad sa pag-imbita.
To other friends, thank you. Good night. And again, my name is 𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐲, and these are my thoughts. Chill. What's up, man? Bye.
And I have no idea how to turn this off. So you guys got to figure it out.